Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Media Mania Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the Media Maverick, Mike Weldon, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, KC, the Creature of Carnage, Chimera. KC, welcome to the show.
Got it first time, my
everybody.
guy. Big ups to you, man. Big ups to you. Glad to be on the podcast, man. What's going on with you today?
Man, you know it's a wonderful Friday in the neighborhood. You know how it is.
Now, y'all are stationed out of Ohio, correct?
Yes, sir. Right outside of Columbus.
I am out here in Florida right now, in the West Coast side of everything, Port Charlotte area, and it is raining like no tomorrow right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. It is raining. Literally, lightning was striking as soon as we answered the call. So pray for me and mine.
Could you please send us some rain? We need the rain here. Send it here. Send it to us. Send us the rain.
Look, I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that because you probably know, like, the harvest is the best thing for everybody and stuff, and everybody needs the rain for the crops and stuff. I'm actually originally okay. Let you start because I'll go on a tangent for a minute.
I was just gonna say, for those first discovering who KC Chimera is, how did the creature come to be?
So I started in the wrestling business about 7-8 years ago. My mom basically went to high school with this dude, a guy named Brandon Green. Okay. And she knew I've always been in like a theater geek, big into entertainment. And I always wanted to kind of do something like bigger than myself. So she told me I started training under him for a little bit. Then he stopped having classes, and the ring ended up getting rented out to another company. But the people that were trained by him ended up being like, "Hey, come over here. We'll get you right. We'll get you straight." And then they started doing shows in one of my mentors' backyard, which started the whole death-defying wrestling situation, which I love. Like, you gotta understand, like, I got nothing but love and respect for all different tiers of like independent wrestling. Like, I've met ex-WWE guys, I've met the mid-carders, I've met the high-carders. Like, I've been in locker rooms with so many different people and so many different walks of life that I love it. I just love wrestling. So I've been doing, at first I started, they had me as a referee, had a couple blunders, started to get trained a little bit more. Then they put me in the bigger picture, like at a certain point with my trainer, because he was like, "Look, you and some of you guys are actually really good enough to work shows. You can do enough to where you can work with people and you can take enough moves to where you won't fucking die." So
okay, so I'm gonna throw you a curveball question because I'm sure you've seen clips or episodes of it. What do you think about the show, being in the business, yourself being in the business? What do you think about the show Dark Side of the Ring? I've never gotten a chance to ask anyone I've ever had on the podcast, so this will be a first-time question I've ever asked. What do you think about the show Dark Side of the Ring?
You know, that's really funny that you mentioned that, because I just watched the Fabulous Moolah documentary. No, not even like Tubi. Shout out to Tubi, because they actually had, for a while, I remember when I first got Tubi, they had Lucha Underground on there for a minute, and I was really enjoying that. Some good old classic Penta matches, Prince, Puma, shout out Ricochet, all that good stuff. But like, that was like good quality. Like, that was always good quality work that I appreciated watching. Everybody loves Lucha. But like I said, flavors ice cream, man. Everybody's got different flavors.
Yep. So, but what do you think about Dark Side of the Ring? Like, what they're doing, they're showing stuff. They're basically pulling the curtain back on stuff you shouldn't be hearing about sometimes.
Well, it's at this point, really, who's going to stop these people? But at the same core of it, like, these are people that are living the experiences and having these experiences. So you can't really speak on their behalf. They speak on their own. And as I told you, it's storming its ass off right now. So like, just be mind, if the power goes out, I'll still be able to talk. I hope.
All right.
But
I appreciate. I get it. I get what you're trying to say. Like, who's gonna stop these people? Like, but I think, to me personally, the reason I ask is, I would have never known some of these stories that were told. So I appreciate hearing your perspective from someone in the business. So you say you've shared locker rooms with by you, and you've met ex-WWE guys like mid card, the top card guys. Like, what has that experience been like? Have you, like you said, you've gotten to share locker rooms with guys that you like probably grew up watching or such and such. What's those experiences been like?
So being around people like, I won't say I've been around like every single ex WWE talent. I don't put myself in that category at all. I've met certain
Yeah.
members and shit, and you go to certain shows and they just happen to have them there, and for a couple bucks you can come and walk up and talk to them and have a couple words with them and be like, hey, so give me some info, give me some good stuff. If there's anything that you could possibly push me in the right way. And that's always been I've always believed that was always one of the core values of the business, is just, it's a trade of information.
Yeah. So,
especially when it comes to like protecting your boys and stuff like that. Cause you might have somebody who's greener than baby shit on the card who barely knows how to fucking take a tackle. But if you can get him to work and take a finish within like maybe like 10 seconds, 30 seconds out of a thing, you can have a match. You can make a match out of anything.
So I'm kind of going to foreshadow here because you know where I'm about to go with this. Some of the opponents you've had in your 8 years of being in the business, have any of them been like some guys you love working with? Like you just get in the ring and it's like that it click, and so that instant chemistry. Because I know there's one guy that you love, and he will be on the podcast.
Is that, are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
Am I thinking about Crazy Dave? I am thinking about Crazy Dave.
You are. Oh my God. Yes. I am very much looking forward to you talking to Crazy Dave. So me and Crazy Dave actually met. Ironically, we met at a show called Capital Combat Championship Wrestling, also known as C3 Wrestling.
Yep.
And that's ran by a guy named Richie and his partner and KC. And KC is like cool, super cool, down to earth guy. Love those boys back home. Like they literally, like they were the first promotion I actually like worked for, set up a ring with. Like those are the guys that were having me do refereeing for a little bit just to get a feel for me. And then I actually that was when I made the transition to doing the backyard and them being like, okay, so here's what you need to do when it comes to that stuff. But also like I learned a little bit more how to be a better referee, which translated to me being a better worker.
Okay. So
you got it, because when you referee, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to make it clear to this masses. When you learn how to referee, you get a feel for people, you get a feel that you get to listen to the crowd, you can understand the pops and the reactions and like how the boys work.
Well, I guess my next question, I've got questions I've been wanting to ask, but since you're talking about reffing, I want to pull back the curtain a little bit because I'm sure you saw the situation. It was a couple of months ago now. I don't know if you watch OVW or not. I don't know if you watch it, but you being a referee plus a wrestler, what did what did you think about the whole situation with the referee that had the seizure in the middle of the ring and they just kept the match going?
In those high intensity situations, the safety of your brother is very important.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I'm under the impression that because from what I've heard, they were unaware of what transpired. And we give parts of our bodies to this business. We give our whole body to this business. And there's risks that involved with that, referees included and stuff. There's been times where I've miscalculated a super kick, or you know what I'm saying, or I've missed something and they slap me straight in the face in the front of the ring just to be like, hey, focus, we're in the moment, like we're here.
Yeah.
And that's like that literally, like the only way you're gonna get better is by finding where like you gotta mess up something. You gotta break a couple eggs to make an omelet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand that, yeah. So you were talking about C3 and other promotions you work for. Are there any other promotions that you want to work for that you have not gone to work for yet? It's like, there's GCW that's like I kind of got put on. It's been on the map the last couple of years. Like then you have like CZW and other deathmatch, not even just deathmatch wrestling, just other indie promotions in general that you want to work for.
Look, at the common ground of it, I will work anywhere that gives me a good paycheck.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm all day, every day. That's literally so. I live by like it. I moved down here from Maryland because I'm originally from up north, and was able to work a lot of promotions out there. I've worked shows and I've worked places in Delaware. I've worked what was it? White Trash Wrestling up there towards the Delaware promotions. Great fellas up there. That's actually I think that's a Crazy Dave stomping grounds anyways. But USE Underground Sports Entertainment, met those guys. They're out West Virginia. They're out more West Virginia-esque area. Like actually no more Virginia Beach area, I believe. And then you got the guys back at where's it? I do a lot of promotion. And then you got it down here. They have Anchor Pro. They have different like permission. They have other promotions out here. I know the back of Virginia TCW. They also have that one. That was a really good promotion. We used to be able to have wrestling shows over in the at this place called Strange Ways, and it was a bar, and it was so great. It was like one of those like they made like their own in-house alcohol beverages and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
So, see, that piques my interest because I've been to shows that have like that run their shows inside of bars and all. Like, how do you have like you run these shows inside of a bar? Like that has got to be like a very volatile situation. Like, yeah, alcohol and egos and all that, right there. I'm like, how do you run that in a bar? Like, how do you do that?
Easy. You respect the workers and you respect yourself enough not to fuck around. And if you fuck around too much, we'll find out. That's just the core of it. Because at the end of the day, me and this other individual that are having a match together are getting paid to entertain y'all. We get it. It's all fun and games and stuff like that, and people just trying to have a good time. But if you really try and get involved with one of us, that's like you got to have a certain level of respect and way you carry yourself and conduct yourself properly, because you know what I'm saying. This is an establishment that somebody's paying us to come into, put on a show for people and they enjoyment. Like I just went to a no ring art exhibition a couple weeks ago before this tag match I had, and it was literally they put tape on the floor in the shape of a square. So basically pseudo ring, basically told everybody around each other, and they were like, look, nobody cross this tape unless you want to get involved with the glass and all this shit that's going on. Which, by the way, shout out Florida Deathmatch Carnival. They were cool. I just popped up, and then the dude from Anchor Pro was like, congratulations, you and this guy are tag team champions. So
okay, then.
It was such a weird turn of it. I just showed up. I never even been there before. And the guy was like, yes, you. And then he had me wrestle a match the next day.
Okay. So I'm sure you've noticed it. The last couple of years, there's been a really big influx of female wrestlers that have come into the deathmatch scene. I know there's been someone that's been around longer, like in my opinion, I call her the deathmatch queen, like Mickey Knuckles. She's been around forever. But also recently, there's been a big influx of newer female talent to come into deathmatch. Do you think? And I'm sure you've seen like how some of these women, they can go in there with a man in a deathmatch and just like go balls out, just full speed with it. Like, what do you think about that nowadays? Like, so many females getting into deathmatch wrestling.
Like, that shit's fucking badass, dog. Are you kidding me? I fucking love Auntie. Fucking Auntie Mickey is a bad motherfucker. I swear on my mama, on everybody in between, she is a bad motherfucker. I've seen her face Kevin Chaos. I've seen her face Tarzan Duran. Shout out POR, great fucking, they're great people too, man. Oh my lord, great community over there. Really, like by all means, like like a lot of the like this is the thing that always kind of jerks my nerves, and I've kind of brought it up a couple times. But when it comes
Mhm.
down to it, like all these different flavors of ice cream, whether it be the stunt shows, whether it be the no ring art exhibitions, whether it be just a regular wrestling match, no weapons, no outside interference, just some good classical technical chaining, I'm all for it. I love it. I love this sport. I love the energy of it, and I love the people that are involved because
Okay.
everybody's out here trying to do something bigger than themselves, put on a show.
Hmm.
And
So I'm sure you have your own stories. I ask this all the time, so forgive me for asking forgive me for asking a very repeated question. But being an indie wrestler, I'm sure like not even an indie wrestler, even a professional wrestler that's like signed with like one of the big promotions, like they're on the road 300 days a year. They miss birthdays, they miss holidays. I'm sure sometimes. Like, what kind of toll does that take? And like, what is like mu- have you ever had a moment where you're gone to a show where you've had to like miss something important, like like family event or something like that? Like, do you think it takes a toll on the people?
well, to be honest with you, I'm not I'm close with most of my family members, and they all have a common
Hmm.
understanding that this is something that I want to chase after. So we all have that common agreement. Like my grandparents, my father's parent, have actually seen
Yeah.
me wrestle before and stuff, and they know. Like I told them off the bat, I was like, when I moved down here, it was my choice to grow as a person and to also like chase after this dream a little bit more, to be like, look,
Mhm.
like Florida promotions, they got some stuff down here, and I can learn a thing or two out here as
They
well.
do.
And I've always been open-minded about things. So
Like there's been this one. Forgive me for getting off topic, but we're talking about Florida promotions. There's been this one promotion I've had multiple talent from, and they've had nothing but good things to say about the Florida scene and the schools down there. And that is shout out to CCW. They're hey, I've had nothing but love shown for them.
I'm not familiar with any of the boys that come from that specifically, or the ladies that come from that promotion, but my hat's off to them because we all trying to do this. So
Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
it's run by Gangrel, former WWE star Gangrel, and they run shows in Florida. They run shows in Tennessee. Hell, they just ran their first show in Vegas during Mania weekend, and they've blown up in the last 2 years. They went from just a small promotion in Florida, like it was a super indie in Florida, but now it's like a super indie that's getting like former WWE guys coming in on like a regular basis, even AEW guys that are in the WWID program. I don't want to get off topic. I'm getting way off topic, but just
I was about to say we were talking about the ladies in wrestling, and I was over here glazing Mickey Knuckles, so it's okay.
well, the whole
Yeah,
point. The whole point was you were talking about Florida promotions. They have something different. They do. They have like there's something special about Florida with wrestling these days. Like you hear nothing but good about Florida.
they say it's very prevalent out here, and honestly, they're not wrong. I've been to the standard, good old fashioned wrestling shows. I've been to the lucha promotions. I've been to the no ring and art exhibitions as of right now. I'm hoping there's more involved, but you know what I'm saying.
Like I've even gotten to interview people trained by members of the NYE family. So in Florida, like if you're and they have nothing but good to say about that school. I'm like, if you're getting trained by someone that's like been in WWE, like especially the NYE family, like yeah, that's such a heritage. Because you have The Rock that came from that family, you have the Usos, you have Roman, you have Yokozuna, Rikishi, Umaga. Like
Nothing but
if you're
good
getting
things about
trained,
Yoko.
if you're getting trained by that lineage of family, like like and what's sad is the school, like when Alpha and Sika passed away, the school closed down. So I'm like, you just like, but getting trained by that family, especially like, I didn't know they ran a school in Florida because like, I knew Rikishi ran a school in California. I knew that. I knew he did that in California. I didn't know they had a school in Florida. I'm like,
Hey,
they just,
there's a
they're
ton of
just,
schools out there. There's a
well, I'm
ton.
just saying, Like you got two different members of the same family running school. Like, you have nothing. If you're getting trained by that kind of legacy, like you, especially pro wrestling is going to be in good shape. I think is awesome.
Hell
So
yeah. No,
we were
it's gonna
talking.
push another generation of like bigger talent. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
So
And I always appreciate the next opposition.
So we were talking about promotion. I asked you about promotions you want to work for. Are there any opponents that you want to work for that you have yet to face yet? Whether it be in a in a death match wrestling match, or just a regular, regular wrestling match, no DQ, like no chairs, no weapons, just regular 1, 2, 3. That's it. Are there any opponents that you want to play? Like I know there's so many names, not even just in deathmatch, and not even just deathmatch wrestling, like people just on the indie scene in general.
So I'm gonna be honest. Nobody's ever got to ask me this kind of question, and I'm gonna be completely 110% transparent with you about the whole situation. So my goal
Okay.
as a professional wrestler in this business is to be able to see the most modern version of the PWI 500 and be able to at least wrestle a variety of off that list. Because
Okay.
like when I got one, I'm gonna give you a rundown. When I got my tattoo of all day every day on my chest in
Hmm.
big bold letters, I made a promise to myself that I don't care who the opponent is, I don't care where the place is. You tell me where to show up, you toss me some bread, I'll wrestle anybody.
Okay.
I don't care. That's always been my bag. I've wrestled against people like bigger stars. I've been wrestled against like smaller and like I'm usually a mid card guy. I love the mid card because honestly, that's where you get the cool stuff out of the like
Hmm.
guys more my size. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm only like 5'11" and a half. To the ladies, I'm 6 foot, but you know what I'm saying? Like
I get what you're saying. So we've been talking about it for a minute. We've been talking about deathmatch. We've brought it up in almost every conversation so far. Do you think deathmatch or just hardcore wrestling in general, like dark deathmatch, hardcore wrestling, do you think it takes years off a wrestler's life? Because I'm sure you've heard wrestlers have it's what they call a bump card, where you only have so many bumps your body will take. Do you think deathmatch I fills that card up much quicker than just regular a your everyday wrestler doesn't do deathmatch on a regular basis.
my brother and Christmas, this shit ain't for the weak, and I will say off the bat, it does take its toll on you. It has its moments where it's like, ow, I know why that part of my back hurts. Or
It,
ow, I know
it,
that. But after a while, like you start to if you just stay on like on yourself, like exercise wise and stay in a good healthy routine with yourself, like aftercare is always the big important thing. Like
mhm.
if you like really start to if you really injure yourself after a match and stuff,
'Cause
usually like after I'm done with a match or two, if I work a whole weekend, I'm usually like I give myself time to recover. Like I'm not that crazy. Like I went on for like there was one time I had a no disqualification match with Eddie Walker and a hardcore match for the hardcore championship back at TCW with what the hell is it? Toby Mara. And
okay.
literally that was in the span of a month and my body was beat to absolute hell. I had bruises all over me. Like I think I busted one of my fingers open or something like that.
Yeah, because I remember I think it was right after the pandemic happened. One of my guys, I'm sure you know him, is Zack Ryder in WWE, but he got released by WWE. He went on to the Indies and changed his name to Matt Cardona. He went on to have a death match with Nick Gage, and I just remember watching his podcast after he had that match. He was picking glass out of his body for like weeks after that match had already been done. I'm like, damn, like you're still picking glass out of your body after like weeks after? That's crazy.
Underground Sports Entertainment. I got the first time I ever got hit in the back with a light tube. I had shards of that glass go right down my ass crack, brother. And I literally like had like little slits and cuts like near my ass crack from all the fucking
Uh,
shards of glass. after I fucking shook it all off my shirt. It was bad. It was bad.
Mm. So, what is the most unique weapon you've seen brought into a hardcore death match? Like, what is the like? I've seen like bundles of light tubes like taped together. I've seen a table made out of light tube. I'm like, who comes like where do y'all get these ideas from? Like a light tube table. Where do y'all get this? What is this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wouldn't, okay, for me, like for me personally, the one that I've ever used that I think is the most unique. There's two of them. I have a hockey stick that I literally cut the top thing, like the top like bill off of it, and
Mhm.
I just smack people with it. I'll be hitting people with it. I'll hook them up, hit them with the Russian leg sweep. Um,
Okay.
but I also got a longboard that I just straight up like as RDVX, and it's got like this like bricked up pattern of grip tape, and I throw
Mhm.
Sabu people with that bad boy, throw it, slam it on, drop it on them, drop an elbow.
Okay.
But the most interesting and intricate like weapon I've ever seen like at a death match for me personally, there was this, and I can't remember the ladies' names, but Lord, they were freaking awesome, and it was a lot of glass involved. But there was a death match I saw, it was Japan tape, and the girl had a whole fan made out of glass tubes, like Katana from Mortal Kombat, but it was just straight up all
Mhm.
glass tube. Oh my god! When she came down with that thing on the girl, I was like, oh my goodness. And some of
So
them, like it was one of those things where she got caught like with like only like three or four of them, and then like two of them didn't break, so she just came back and hit her again.
uh,
Oh my lord!
so what is the worst thing to be like? I'm sure you've seen people like have bags of thumbtacks they dump in the ring, like a bag of already broken glass, and or other like I've seen like a bag mixed with glass and thumbtacks all together. I'm like, what is the worst thing to be slammed on between glass and thumbtacks?
That's a really good question. Other than thumbtacks and glass, the floor
Okay,
when you're
and the
outside the
reason,
ring,
yeah,
that's just it's
the
at that point you just hurt and you just taking a bump, but it's just the adrenaline's pumping. You're not really thinking about it, but you'll feel it later.
the reason I asked is because I was watching a match the other day. It was an AEW, so I'm gonna talk about AEW for just a second. It was just a split moment in a match. I'm sure you know her name, Marina Shafir. He was doing a match. I forget who she was going up against, but they dumped a bag of glass on the middle of the ring and thumbtacks, I believe, and they slammed her down feet first because she doesn't wear boots. She doesn't wear shoes in the ring. She's one of those barefoot wrestlers. But you know what she does? She just rubs her foot in it. Like she just rubs her foot into the glass. Like, I'm like, what the heck? She's not even phased. What is wrong with this? Why? What? How are you not phased in that moment? I'm sh- I'm
Look,
sh- I'm sh- I'm sure eventually, she felt it, but in that moment, like, no,
mm-mm,
it couldn't be me. It
mm-mm.
couldn't be me.
You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. Sometimes when you're in that ring and you get that adrenaline rush, you gotta let them know this shit ain't for the weak. Some of us just get that fighting spirit, and it changes the whole dynamic for a minute.
I'm just
It,
that's why I said deathmatch wrestlers. Like I take my hat off to them. I could not. You hit me with one light tube. I'm nope. Mm-mm. Yeah,
I've been DDT'd onto light
I'm a head
tubes.
I'm a head on out. I'm a head on out. Like, and I've seen some places they use doors for tables instead of an actual table. I'm like, oh no, not me. Nope. Call me chicken. You ain't slamming me through that. No. So
Tables, doors, it don't matter. I
so
The worst thing
we,
I ever did, the worst thing I would, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the worst
oh,
thing that is two things. I will say the worst feeling ever, getting choke slammed onto a trash can. That felt uncomfortable because the way it crumpled, it just kind of busted up my arm a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? Oh yeah, when I got DDT'd onto some light tubes onto the concrete by Kevin Chaos
Mm-hmm.
in somebody's garage.
So we've
Underground
talked
sports
about
entertainment, baby.
promotions, we've talked about opponents. Are there any countries that you want to go wrestling? Would it be Japan, Canada, Mexico, even like Europe, like England?
Well, I really did come out here down south really for understanding more of the lucha style.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love like Spanish culture. I really got like a little bit of like I got a lot of love for it, and it's something that I'm
Yeah.
really taking my time to learn. I'll be trying to spend nights like learning Duolingo just so I can understand Spanish more fluently right now. Because Florida is really big in that aspect where they're like we right down the street from like the south, so it's like I really want to be able to have that opportunity, work for a promotion, and then be like, yo, let me put you on a lucha show. Because other than the Mr. All Day Every Day, I also do another gimmick that people really love and enjoy. This guy Dank Danger,
Okay.
no relation, I don't know him, you don't know him. Wait, but he just happens to be my buddy, my pal, and people say he looks like me. But at the
Okay.
core of it, pull back the curtain a little bit. Yes, that is me, and I love being Dank. I love playing Dank Danger. He at one for like the longest time I used to have him come out to Because I Got High by Afro Man, and people used to eat that up. But it went really like the last time I wrestled as Dank, I did a Disco Inferno.
So we what kind of what kind of venues do you love working for? Do you like doing outside venues? Like do you like like going to the bingo halls, the National Guard armories, like outside venues, stuff like what kind of venues do you love? Like what environment do you love being in the most? Like that you love working in? Like I'm sure I've never ever asked that question, so this is another first time question for me to ask.
So personally, like I love festivals. Like I've wrestled for Cannabis Festival before. I've wrestled it for
Okay.
taco festivals, barbecue festivals. I'm really big, like I like indoor. I'm really big on it, like, but I always love being outside if it's a nicer day out. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Cannabis Festival it'll tear you up if you're not careful on those days because it's really hot
Yeah.
out. You're literally like in DC at RFK Stadium, and the sun likes to beat on you specifically and exclusively on that day. And it's just it is a feeling.
I get it.
But
So yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
okay. But at the core of it though, I really do appreciate and I really love doing inside venues. I like I don't mind being in somebody's like gymnasium and just duking it out with somebody. Or for me truthfully, like give me a low boy, give me give me like a church hall or something like that, and I'm cool. And as long as I get paid.
Okay. So does the creature KC Chimera, do you have like a training regimen? Like when you're going to the gym during the week before a show, like do you have like a diet plan? Like do you like eat a certain way to keep yourself in ring shape? And do you have like a like when you are training and all, do you have like a cheat day where you eat something and one day a week where you just like cheat, like you just get a cheat meal?
So I'm really big on lemon water and intermittent fasting.
Okay.
I'll go a little bit of time, I'll work out, drink some water, just stay hydrated most of the time, go for a run here and there. Like you got to understand, like as a human, we only give ourselves as much as we can take. And if you can take a lot, like be reasonable with your body, be respectful with your body. One of my favorite exercises. I only do like about like 3 sets of 10 of them, but Zerchers, they're really good. It really helps stabilize your core, keeps you in a better shape internally and stuff. And really make you like, it really makes a difference over time. I like my military presses. I usually take the 100-pound easy bar,
Okay.
just rock that out a good couple times, about 10, 15 times for like 3 sets. A lot of push-ups, a lot of running, drink water, lemon water, exclusively lemon water, because that really like opens up and gives you a lot more. It activates more of the hydration in you.
Yeah.
I used to take a lot of ashwagandha too.
Yeah.
keep
So,
keep like sometimes like most people like vitamins work for certain people, but not like I wouldn't say jump up on the Roy train. I'm not one of those kind of people. I'm not big on that
yeah.
shit.
So say it's like 11 o'clock at night. You're just getting done with a show, and you're hungry. You're like, what is like? Do you have like a go-to meal after a show? Like, on it's late and you're hungry and you're tired.
And I'm going somewhere like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's like you're
If
late.
I'm if
Like
I'm
if you're leaving a show, like, because I know some shows don't get over till 10, 11 o'clock at night.
So me personally, back home we used to have this place. I hope you've ever heard of it. It used to be like a gas station, but it's really good, called Sheets.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my! I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I get to hear somebody talk about Sheets with me. Thank God.
There's literally one like 5 minutes down the road from where I live. Like literally
You're
5 minutes down the road.
kidding. They have none out here in Florida. I still have my Sheets card on my key ring and everything. Like, it's hilarious. Everybody
Does
like,
anyone ever
Sheets.
ask you about it?
No, because they got their own kind of thing out here. They got like Circle K's and
Mm-hmm.
Loves. They got Culver's out here. I tried Culver's like about a couple months ago. That was all right. I wasn't too big on it. The burger was pretty good. The fries were pretty decent, but it wasn't like it was just like, okay, this is just, for me it felt like McDonald's with a facelift. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, I hope I didn't
No,
offend nobody.
no,
Um,
I'm not a big fan of Culver's. So hey, no offense here. No offense. So when you're at a show and you're like back behind the curtain right before you go out to the ring, like, do you do anything before you go out to the ring? Like, do you have like to get yourself hyped up? Like, do you listen to a song? Do you like do some push-ups, or what do you do?
for me, mainly it's just going over what I got to do, what I know I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Memorize, like, you know, looking at like keeping an eye on, like, because I usually do a survey of like the whole perimeter. Oh, by the way, favorite place to go personally, Waffle House. By the way, that is favorite breakfast. Like
I got
at any
okay.
hour, at any night,
Hmm.
after work, like if after a show, Waffle House. But back to what we were talking about.
Oh no, come on!
Um,
I gotta ask you now. I'm sorry. I'm about to. I'm. Oh God, he's. I hope he doesn't watch this episode. Oh God, he's another content creator. He does this a lot. He goes to these wrestlers and always asks them this question.
I know. We'll get it out the way
"Wh-
in this one. I'll give you the opportunity.
What is your Waffle House order?
To be honest with you, it is okay. So I like, you gotta let them know. You get the okay. So I get the hash brown bowl, right?
Yep.
Not the not with the not with the sausage. Get the patty meat. Tell them to
Okay.
replace it with the hamburger that they do for the burgers. You
Okay.
get birch chili, mushrooms, um, and jalapenos. And usually I do the sauteed onions and the whole like smothered cover chunk dog. Well, I don't do the ham anymore. Throw a
Okay.
little bit of ketchup on that bad boy. Give me a big ass waffle. I eat the waffle plain. I don't know why. I just love
Oh.
the buttermilk guy. I know people are so fucking controversial. Look, I eat like a fucking caveman. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. One of my best friends is a caveman, and give me one like two of them things of chocolate milk.
Okay. I'll give you the chocolate milk, but a plain waffle, no syrup.
You got
I don't
that
know.
sugar from the chocolate milk. Like if I really wanted it that bad, I'll just dip it in the chocolate milk like a fucking monster, like a fucking animal.
Caveman. Caveman. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to
I'm a creature for
uh,
a reason. My methods are confusing, but reasonable.
Okay. Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're saying how you survey the area before you go out to your match. Yes.
Yes. So for me, when it comes to a lot of like things that I do, like like I've always been like premeditated on like where's the best angles we can work. So usually when I'm talking to the guy in the back and if we're going over anything that we're doing, and if we're not calling anything in the ring, usually I like to give them the let's try and work towards this side.
Okay.
This will be like I've seen where the crowd comes in over here. But if you really want the best reaction, everything you should do probably in the middle over here.
Okay.
Or in this specific corner, like make sure like key moments that you want everybody to see. I feel like you'll get the best POV over here.
So, do you prefer like which method do you prefer? Because I've heard differing opinions, not just from people I've interviewed, but just from looking at other people's socials that they do their own reactions to. Do you like to have everything planned before you go out to the ring, or do you like to call some things in the ring?
Really, it just comes down to whatever feels right. I usually give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Tell them like, hey, I'm going to be your opponent today. If I'm putting them over, and be like, what's your finish? Get that out the way and be like, all right, if I have a good idea to showcase what I can do and I feel like it works good for their style, usually I like to be like what are 2 or 3 things that you really like to do, or like that you can do, or we can do together, or something that you had in mind already. I'm always usually open for that kind of stuff. But usually I just give people a rundown. I was like, yeah, I can do this, this, and this. You want to go for a suplex? Let's do. I'm down for a suplex. I'll do anything once. Like this past weekend, I did like the literally me losing the tag titles with the guy. I took a German suplex for the first time, and I took a superplex for the first time. But I wouldn't suggest that for everybody that does what we do. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my personal experience. I just live this kind of life because all day, every day, and I'm not gonna give a fuck what anybody got to say.
Is it bad when you were talking about the superplex? All I can think about, the first thing that pops in my head is one of the moments I've seen a superplex. It was Brock Lesnar and Big Show. It's on SmackDown many years ago, many years ago. Like, and Brock and him are on the top rope, and all you see is the ring implode. I'm like, what in the actual hell? I'm like, nope, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No.
Didn't Mark Henry and Big Show do the same shit too?
Yes, but that was the very first time I've seen Show and Henry do it, but Brock and Big Show were the first time I ever saw it.
Hell yeah.
And to quote the wise man Paul Heyman, if you ask me to do that, my reaction to you is no, 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 no.
Yes. How much? Let's do it. Tell my mom I love her.
And every day. I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy. My ass is not getting on that top rope. Kiss my on that one.
For why?
I value living. So when I value living, I know I'm gonna feel it the next day. No, thank you. I don't mind taking. I would take a bump, but that no. Nope. Like I'll go to the top rope, do something else, but a superplex, yeah, you no. Like, don't get me wrong, I like what Yokozuna did. He went up there and did the bonsai drop. Like him doing it like on someone, that's one thing. But me going up there getting superplexed by someone else, yeah, you can go away. Go away with that. Go let them do that. Not me. So
I've done top rope elbow drops, I've done top rope splashes. You just gotta know how to land.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's true. So for the rest of the year going forward, what is the plans for the Creature KC Chimera? Like, you have any matches coming up that you're hyped for? Like, what is the rest of the year looking like for the Creature KC Chimera?
I'm still working things out with backup home. Wanted to see if there's a plane I can catch to go do a couple shows back up north. Other than that, anything down here? I know there was talk of me doing something for Anchor Pro,
Okay.
um, something for the kids or something like that. Right now, it's been more of I know, like I've been trying to hustle right now and make some more funds together so I can be able to make shit happen back home. Uh,
I get that.
so right,
So,
so right now it's like everything's been kind of put on a pause, but except me working on training and keeping myself in a better shape and whatnot.
okay. So, speaking of extra funds, if fans wanted to go support the creature, KC Chimera, where can they go to support you at? Like what, can they go to get your merch at?
You can go to the Bonfire store. Uh, I'm pretty sure the link. Yeah, he threw the link in the bio. Hell yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there it is. And bow, we
Yep.
talked about that. And
If,
I'm gonna be
if y'all
honest, that
scan that,
shit don't go to me at all. So if y'all want to just cash at me something, I'll just get like I'll order the shirts, whatever, whatever, whatever. It's better
yeah,
if
if
you
y'all
just
want to
come to
go to
me.
that,
So
like that,
yeah, my bad. I would just be forgetting to not like I have it out there so people can order it if they don't want to have to go through me to do it. It just makes it a lot more easier. But the plan is I'm supposed to be getting some more merch out here soon. I want to be able to get some just some standard t-shirts with just all day every day on them. Get some good get some I'm actually thinking next show I work I'm gonna probably sell off some of these action figures I got. I got an extensive
okay.
collection of like nostalgia related figures, He-Man, Godzilla, all that good stuff. So
Do you
if
ever
you
plan
catch
on
me at
having
your
a
local.
figure? Do you ever plan on having a figure of yourself made?
So I'm a really big, huge fan. So the name KC Chimera kind of like the original concept for me as a wrestler, and I don't know how far you got into watching any of the tapes I sent you, but the original concept was like a Casey Jones like dude.
Yeah.
So it was more like, and that's kind of always been my thing. I always love the rebellious spirit, just doing this to do this and
Mm-hmm.
enjoying being like a vigilante and just like fighting people as I go. And some of these guys are doing some dirty shit in the match, and it makes me kind of pissed. So I really just want to give them the business.
I get it. So I
Where
need
it's like, look, I can't look as a not even as like even as a fan growing up, like I that always used to drive me up a wall when people would like do the dirtiest things to get like the win, and I'm like, bro, like yo, like even today, as I be in my matches and stuff like that, like I love it when people go dirty because that gives me an excuse to be like, bro, you you didn't even fight me fair. You either
yeah.
had outside help, you had somebody else involved, and you didn't want to get touched. So you just put it into somebody else's. You made it somebody else's responsibility.
Okay. So speaking of being a rebel and all that, if bringing it up, if you had to place yourself in one of the factions, like there's been so many factions in pro wrestling, but if you had to place yourself being the rebel you are, which faction do you think KC Chimera would fit into the most?
The
I have a
NWO,
pretty
because money, 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 baby.
see my I was gonna go with a different faction because you said you wanted to be a rebel, and I can only think of one other faction that loved being rebels, that loved to challenge authority and be different, and that was the Generation X.
I would see. Nah, man. I like D Generation X. I think Sean and Triple H, what they had was a beautiful thing. Having Billy Gunn, having motherfucking Road Dog. I love me some Road Dog. New Age Outlaws. Shout out New Age Outlaws, bro. They were
But
great.
you're forgetting one other person. She
Oh, good
doesn't
old
get enough
China.
love.
The
She
goat.
doesn't
The
get
goat
enough.
herself. China. No, she was gonna get her love. I was waiting to. I had to pull out this bouquet of flowers over here for her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like she
But the reason I said DX is because one of their biggest quotes one of the quotes they use, you make the rules and we will break them. And with you being in the realm, like, yep, it fits you to a T. Like, it fits you like a glove. Because, like you said, you want to be a visual. Like, they would go out there, like they saw, like they didn't like how the show was being run and who was running the show. They would make sure they were having their voice heard. Like, hey, we're not gonna. Well, this isn't gonna fly here. So
That's true. I
if
just like the
someone,
end of. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to
I was,
interrupt.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, no,
As
go ahead, go
somebody
ahead.
who isn't, but as somebody, I'm gonna be honest with you. Growing up, because I know this is probably gonna get brought up at some point. Growing up, my parents and my family were really big like the W, like some of the WCW guys,
Hmm.
and like my big Hulkamania fans at one point. But I will tell
That's
you,
the
my
whole.
dad's favorite wrestler at some point in this podcast. But Hulk Hogan was the man, and when they did the NWO, Scott Hall's literally from my hometown. Like he's originally from Leonardtown, Maryland.
Oh,
Like
one of my favorite things about Scott Hall was the toothpick he used to do. He would do like the just. I'm like, then he would the whenever he started talking, the first two words out of his mouth, "Hey yo." Then he did his little
I
like,
started a promo like that unintentionally.
then he did the. I like to do a little survey, if you will. I'm like, fucking Scott Hall. Here we go. His little survey time. Oh man, I can't believe Scott. I can't believe so many members of the NWO are gone now. It's sad.
So Nash is still here.
I'm surprised he hasn't torn his quad again. I'm sorry. He didn't tear his quad again.
Look. I love Nash not only for the way he handled business as himself,
Uh-huh.
but for also the way he was in movies, bro. And he was just like you. I know you've seen The Longest Yard. Him, why are you yelling at me? Come on, bro. It geeks me out every fucking time.
Then he was also in John Wick. He was in John Wick for like a split minute.
Yes. 64 kilograms. Talking about
Yeah, he
all
was
the
basically.
heads in the fucking building, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm like.
crazy word.
Then Wick told him to take the rest of the night off. I'm like, well, then he was gone.
Yeah,
He didn't have
Keanu
any more.
Reeves got a gun to the back of my head and tells me go home. I'm going home.
No, I'm going home. Going home.
Yeah,
Okay.
go home, boy.
So if anyone were to watch, like, if someone were to watch this episode and they go to check out who KC Chimera is, they're like, hey, this dude's pretty cool. I like what he does, and they go try to like want to start getting into. Let's not say they want to become a wrestler. Like they just like start getting into wanting to watch more deathmatch wrestling. What would you say to them?
I'd say, by all means, if you want to watch somebody, if you want to watch somebody do a little bit of everything, that's my bag. So
Okay.
keep your eyes peeled on me. If you want to watch hardcore matches, I highly suggest most of the stuff that I have on my main playlist for YouTube. It's got most of my matches that I've ever been able to get footage of. Some of it took a little bit of time to get because certain companies have, that footage is theirs at the end of the
Uh-huh.
day. And
What would
my
you
whole
warn
thing
them?
is,
Like, would you warn them about anything like how graphic some of the matches can get and stuff like that?
like I said, like I've been DDT'd on the light tubes before, choke slammed on the trash cans, hit with light tubes. I've had people hit me with oh my God, now you got me thinking about oh my God. Whoa, my second triple threat. Oh my
Uh-huh.
Lord, where I literally took my original finish from somebody else. He hit me with the air raid siren. Oh my goodness. But dude, like you literally popped out a core memory for me. There was one time homie literally walked off away from the ring while we were outside. grabbed a fucking bicycle out the backyard and ran at it, like straight at me with it, caught me in the fucking forehead with the tire,
That's crazy.
and then just yammed me in the back with it.
So
Yeah. Shout
my
out
la-
and shout out Sinister. I know you still got that TCW hardcore belt, motherfucker. We can run it anytime, anywhere, any day. It's all day, every day. You know what I say.
So
All right.
my last question to you. It's a basic question, but it's my last question. How did you come up with your entrance, like your song you come out to and all? How did you come up with it?
So I was a really big fan of this band called Riot because I used to play a lot of Brutal Legend
Mm-hmm.
growing up. Like I love that game, and it really like
Okay.
helped my influence with like metal. And I came across this song by Riot called Narita, which is based off of I think it's a airport that got it's a section of an airport that got destroyed or something like that. I can't remember the whole specifics of it, but one of the songs is called Narita. And then from there I was like, all right, well, I like this song by them. Let me look through more of their playlists. And I came across this song called Warrior. And the beginning had me like really intrigued by it. And then I'm starting to listen to the story and I'm like, yo, this is me. Like this is me. Like all like as a wrestler, like what is the main goal of a baby face? What is the main point of a baby face other than to get the other guy over, get his shine?
Yeah.
Hey, shine on, warrior. Shine on. Like that resonated with me so much. Like the first time I heard it and I was like, yo, this is my song. Like I started crying. I started breaking into tears because I was like, this is some shit that like it spoke to me in like on a spiritual sense to where it was like, I really know what I must do now.
Okay.
I
Well,
gotta like wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be the best version of it. I'm gonna just keep improving because it's all day, every day. I know that sounds so cliche, and I know that sounds so fucking selfish, but
no,
it
no,
is.
not at all.
It's
Not
something
at
I
all.
truly believe in for myself, and it's like even if I'm only getting like 5% better today, tomorrow I could get 10% better, and even if I drop a little bit the next day to 7%, fuck it, that's 7% more than that 10% I did get the day next. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the podcast today. I had a blast, got some laughs, had some good conversation, and I can't wait to see what you do the rest of the year. I can't wait to see you get some more gold around your waist and I just raise some more hell.
Absolutely. All day, every day. And y'all better be there, y'all. I'm telling you, you have fun with Crazy Dave. Don't be afraid to send me the link so I can jump in the chat and mess and poke
Uh,
fun with him for a little bit.
okay. So, well, I want to thank my
You don't
awesome
have to
guest.
if you don't want to. I'm just messing.
I
I'm
know,
just messing.
definitely will. Definitely will. But I want to thank my awesome guest, KC, the Creature of Carnage Chimera, for coming on the show on this awesome Friday. I enjoyed it. Had some awesome laughs. And I just can't wait to see the rest of what he does. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever seen the ending of any episode of the Media Mania Podcast, you know how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, as always, the Media Maverick Mike Weldon. This has been my awesome guest, Casey, the Creature of Carnage Chimera. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch us on the flip side.